Hey, hi, hello, ladies. How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Me? Well, I'm conflicted, to be honest, because Clavicular is back in the news, and I'm not exactly sure if he's an enemy of the channel or a friend of the channel. So by the end of today's video, we're going to be able to determine if he's in the rogues gallery or in this empty column called friends of the channel. But something tells me we won't be filling up this part of the graphic anytime soon. So before we get into any of the drama about Clavicular, I'm going to introduce myself, okay? My name is Dan Frampton, all one word, the O's a zero. This is the art of Slop, and I am the internet's most ruthless gatekeeper, and around here I collect likes and subs, so if you got them, I want them. Okay, so let's talk about Clavicular. Right off the bat, I gotta tell you, I'm no Clavicular expert. I don't know all the nooks and crannies about this guy, but I'm very conflicted. On one hand, he's a danger to society, but on the other hand, he says some pretty funny things. So I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna go with this one. But this guy is always in the news for something ridiculous. Now, if you're not sure who Clavicular is, I'll let you know. He's a streamer who's known for looksmaxxing. He has tutorial videos out there about bone smashing, I think it's called, where he takes a hammer and you just chisel away on your jaw until you're good looking. His whole philosophy is you have no value in life unless you're good looking. Good-looking people get all the things in life, so he spends every minute of his time on this planet dedicated to looksmaxxing. And in those pursuits, he takes his looksmaxxing efforts to the streets for these IRL streams where he goes to clubs and he tries to mog on women or whatever. Really pathetic clown-type behavior happening out there on the Clavicular streams, if you ask me. But what we're here to talk about today is what goes on his YouTube channel. Now, his YouTube channel is not nearly as big as his streaming stuff. In the streaming world, Clavicular right now is seen as the fresh, young meat. He's seen as the new kid on the block. And all these old head streamers, all these OGs are trying to siphon off of him. He's the new red pill guy. He's the new male self-help guy that's coming on and telling you what's wrong with you is because the world isn't made for straight white men. So right off the bat, the premise of his videos and the premise of his content is just incorrect. So he's delusional. And another one of his things that he's very famous for doing is microdosing meth. He's been involved in some drama, and most recently, he OD'd on stream. And I think that OD is what led to YouTube banning his 2 YouTube channels, which is what we're here to talk about today. Now, according to Slop it says the following. Prominent looksmaxxing influencer Clavicular is speaking out after 2 of his YouTube channels were taken down by the platform with no warning. Fans of Clavicular were shocked and confused when they could no longer find his YouTube channels as of the evening of April 22nd, 2026. Without warning, you say? Well, I don't know, Clavicular. You're kind of a danger to society. Everything you kind of say in your videos, now albeit I haven't really watched all of them, I only know the hits, but you say some pretty damaging stuff that you really shouldn't be able to get away with saying, especially to a fucking whole bunch of really impressionable, insecure people that are just gonna do what you're saying you're gonna do, and your actions lead to you ODing on the streets. You're a danger to society, bro. Nobody should listen to you, and people are actually listening to you. So if I had any skin in the game, I would try to limit your reach as well. But then on the other hand, I'm thinking free speech is a thing, and everybody deserves a platform. But when it leads to the very dangerous things that this whole lifestyle can bring, and there's evidence of it in your own content, Clavicular, I think YouTube has the right to step in and be like, you know what? I don't know, bro. We don't want to be responsible for this anymore. But anyway, jumping back in. As per reporting from Bloomberg, YouTube confirmed it withdrew 2 channels associated with him. The website had previously removed his content from its platform in November 2025, with a spokesperson saying his videos had facilitated access to websites violating policies around regulated or illegal goods and services. And you know what? That's fair enough. He's a danger to society. Continuing, the 20-year-old creator broke his silence on the very sad news in an X post the next day, saying his channel had been nuked with no warning or explanation. So we'll go over and read that tweet right now. Clavicular hit the timeline and he tweeted the following. Very sad news this morning. My YouTube channels at Live with Clav and at Clav Looks Max were terminated this morning with no warning or explanation. The channels consisted of live stream VODs and free courses created by me to help empower young men to be the best versions of themselves. Me and my team worked hard to ensure we followed YouTube's TOS very strictly, blurring out all inappropriate language and sensitive topics. Could you please help in recovering my accounts, YouTube, please? And then he attached these screenshots. Where you at? Yep, it looks like here was a channel. And then YouTube sent him an email. Clavmogger, we removed your channel from YouTube. Hi, Clavmogger. That's what I mean, man. This guy may be a danger to society. He may be more harm than good, but things like this are very funny. Clavmogger? How can you be mad at a guy called Clavmogger? Anyway, the next channel over here, Clav Looksmaxx, with this amazing AI logo, also removed because it broke all the terms of service guidelines. Now, I'm no expert. I don't know the deep lore, like I said earlier, and I also don't know the specifics as to why YouTube did this. They're very vague. They just say violations for our community guidelines. And with these channels down right now, I can't really go in and do a deep dive. I don't think I would do that anyway, to be honest. But Clavicular is a danger, and the less of a presence he has on the internet, well, I can't really argue with that. I'm going to be all in support of that. Now this article continues. Clavicular has become an internet sensation over the last few months. The broader arc of his online fame first played out in February 2026 over live streaming platform Kick. His content mostly focuses on looksmaxxing, or the practice of improving one's physical appearance, often to an extreme degree. Yeah, you're gonna need some illicit drugs and some hammers and get ready to just bash your face into oblivion if you want to be a good-looking man, apparently. And according to Clavicular, you have no value unless you do these things. That is a dangerous message. His latest YouTube channel ban comes after he reportedly overdosed while live streaming in a nightclub on April 14th. He returned to live streaming the next day after being hospitalized, promising to quit using substances. Well, that's good. I guess that's the pot of gold at the end of this particular rainbow. Then we get a quote from Clav to close it out. I think I have to figure something else out. I either have to practice mogging sober, or I have to find a new form of content. Oh my God. And this sentence at the end is the thing that conflicts me. This sentence is amazing. This is some sort of self-reflection. This is just a modicum of self-awareness, and it's also very funny. I either have to practice mogging sober, or I just have to find a new form of content. Mogging sober is hilarious. Dude, so for now, I gotta figure out where to put him. Like, he is a danger, and he shouldn't be allowed anywhere, but he seems to be self-reflected of all that. There's no way he's gonna be a friend of the channel. There's absolutely no way. But I don't think there's enough here for me to full on put him in the rogues gallery yet. But I know he's rogues gallery worthy, so for now, I'm gonna keep him right here in the watch list. And you might notice other people over here in the watch list include Joe Rogan and Russell Brand. They're not really on the watch list. They are technically enemies, but I haven't made the video yet that makes them enemies. So subscribe to this channel or subscribe to my main channel, Dan Frampton, all one word, the O's a zero, and those videos are gonna hit the timeline any day now. And every other day, Clavicular happens to be in the news, so he's probably gonna eventually make his way to the enemies list. I don't really vibe with anything that he does, and his message is completely off. Like, he's totally fucked and the very opposite of everything I believe in, but he is funny. Practice mogging sober? I will never get over that. That is a hell of a sentence. But that's where we're at right now. That's the Clavicular content. It's good to have the Slop channel back. Thank you everybody for watching my last video on Nicholas Diorio. If you haven't watched it yet, go back, watch it now. I am so excited and so jazzed every time I make a video on this channel or on my main channel. I love making these sort of enemy-centric kind of videos. And as you can tell by this building infographic, there are far more enemies than there are friends of the channel. And that's the way I want to keep it. Friends of the channel are basically a liability. Friends of the channel is a conflict of interest. I'm not on anyone's side. Nobody is safe from the internet's ruthless gatekeeper. Whether you're in the news or not, I'm always creeping around the shadows looking for somebody to yap about. And I gotta live up to the ruthless name. So if I find you're out there behaving in a silly way, well, I have a couple channels that I need to make content for. But what do you think? Should Clavicular be an enemy or a friend? Rogues gallery or ally? I'm not exactly sure. Danger to society? Funny. I don't know. Anyway, you probably know better than I do. Comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Moshman.bigcartel.com. Buy my comic book. Okay, goodbye. See you later, and have a good one.